Hi.
I love you so much.
Love
Love
you.
you.
Love you too.
Aw.
Love you. Love you so
Keep saying
much.
it so I can see you on the screen, because you know how it goes to when you talk.
Yeah.
Say it.
Love you, Jody.
Love you so
Love
much.
you all.
Love you so
Love
much,
you.
Love you. Love being here so much. Aw.
Love you guys.
Love you, Jody.
Oh,
Aw.
yay!
Love you.
I love you, Stella and Maggie and Gary and Shorty. Oh my God, I'm so happy. Thank you so much for being here. So, wow. What an adventure today, hey?
Yeah.
The topic was so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The meaning of soulful intelligence and activating the eternal light body.
Wow.
Wow. How does that
Ooh.
feel? Just in hearing that, hey?
Oh, awesome.
That feels
Amazing.
awesome. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Can't wait.
it's amazing. My mum shares with me that she loves the titles of all the sessions.
Yeah.
And I think because, my mum's very awake, and I think that she has her own experience just with the title, and I think a lot of people do, actually. Because the title itself says a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Each session, it's like, ooh. And I know when people are ready, they'll get here or they'll watch the videos, and it's just perfect timing for everybody. And I really love knowing that. And that's part of our soulful intelligence, is really knowing and trusting the absolute perfection of the higher plan. So, I always get this moment, where do I begin with all of this? And I think we need to understand, as usual, what isn't soulful intelligence, what isn't and what is. And I don't know if I'll be covering all that topic today because it's huge, but you know how I love to simplify it and give you the understanding on that level. So really, like, the soulful intelligence is our real being, basically. Soulful intelligence is who we are. It's like, it's our love. It's everything that is our love. That's our soulful intelligence. So what we could say is our soulless intelligence is not really even intelligence that much, but it is as well, because all of our fallen consciousness, our forgetting consciousness, still comes from our higher being. It's still manifested as this journey. And so I feel like the understanding is to really see the programs, like what are the brain pathways that we've formed with those fallen programs, like the programs of the ego, the fallen personality. And of course, we've talked a lot about those, and especially in the emotions session, that's so great to always go back and refer to, isn't it? Because it's just so clear.
Yeah.
And that's why I covered everything that day as best I could, so that you can go and look at that again. And so we formed these amazing pathways, within our whole soul, which manifests in our body, because our body is our soul, right? So we have these amazing, they literally know scientifically that they are brain pathways. They literally know, the scientists and all these people that study all these things, and they know, and they see them, like they've even been photographed how these pathways work. It's really amazing. And how, like, when I look at those images of the brain, there's just light. It's light, it's sparkling light. It's incredible. Like, it's so obvious that we are light beings, and then just really understanding how we have those brain pathways, and they're there for us. They're just there. We've created them. We've chosen them for our fallen experience and also our ascension experience. So we can feed either one. We can feed our fallen consciousness, all our wonderful separation illusion, our limitation illusion. We can feed that, or we can start understanding those things and knowing that they're not they're not who we are. And that's what you guys have been doing. And so as we do that, as we're choosing those pathways to understand those fallen pathways of the limitation of separation, they're getting less used. So as we just keep on focusing on our higher consciousness, we're developing those high conscious pathways, like literally, physically, because it's our soul, we are developing those. But on the way, we still have those pathways of our fallen consciousness. We still have fear, we still have worry, we still have, survival and the judgment of everything, right and wrong and all of that. We have those thoughts are all there still. And there's so many layers to all of those thoughts. And so as we're doing that, as we keep on choosing our ascension consciousness, the fallen pathways are getting used less. So the brain naturally, this is what is so incredible, will naturally give you the pathways you're choosing. Like if you're choosing your ascension consciousness, it'll just keep coming back to you. And that's why we all feel that, don't we? We all, as we're ascending, and we find it easier and easier and easier to remember the love that we are, to remember joy and bliss and compassion and just pure happiness of existence, and loving everyone as one, the oneness, all those feelings. And so the more that we use those, the more those pathways will be created. But what happens is, this is really fascinating, or what actually happens in our brain when we're starting to use those pathways more and we're developing more and more of our ascension consciousness, the new pathways being formed and developed in the brain. As that's happening, the brain will actually say, in its own magnificent, amazing way, do I really want this? Are you sure you want this? Is this what I really want? Like, it will do that to protect you, because it will question it to make sure it's a safe thing for you. So imagine what you can do if you can, because we feel these moments when this is what happens to a lot of people when they fall off their ascension. They just fall back. They just, like, those pathways are still there and they're very believable, the fallen perception. So when we're transitioning, those ones are, we're transitioning into our ascension consciousness. Those pathways are still there until we complete them. So as you're beginning and you're really applying your ascension and you're just feeling the love, those pathways are forming for that consciousness. But your brain is still going to question it. And that's what people do. That's what happens. They start questioning, is this really what I want? Because the familiar pathways aren't there as strongly at that time. And I've seen so many people do this. It's beautiful, really, in the way that they just feel so ecstatic in their ascension. You've all been there, and you're there. You're still there, and you're rising. But, there's so many people I've seen that were rising and rising and rising, and then they'd hit this wall where those old pathways would present. You all get that. All those fears, all those worries, all those defensiveness, all the survival consciousness, and all the, is this even real consciousness? Is ascension even real? Like, it's just a fantasy. And it is real. It's absolutely real, because it's just you remembering the real being that you are. But those pathways will present, and now it's saying to you, your brain is saying to you, with the new pathways, you sure you want this? Do I really want this? So there's that question, and it actually consciously becomes something in people where they're just like, yeah, do I really want this? It's unfamiliar. It's new. It means change. It means transformation. It means new. And then those other pathways are there saying, hey, I'm still here. Come back and play with these, These are already formed. They're good. They're great. We already proved them. You get it? So we're like, You know, and I've seen so many people do that, and I see it in myself too. Like I know when I'm really rising and so much higher consciousness being activated, and it's like there's that moment sometimes where I just can't even remember what it was. What was it? You know, and then I'm like, Jody, focus. You know what it is. Keep knowing what it is. Stay focused. And you know, it'll just be simply, you know, the bottom line will be loving choice, letting go of blame and letting go of victim and, you know, all those sort of things. And then just like, you know, that's not real. And there's always, can you relate to this? There's always that struggle, isn't there? There's always that struggle when those feelings are so strong. Those emotions are just so powerful, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
really relate
Yeah.
to that.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Yes.
Great. And so, you know, there's that moment where you're like, you can keep allowing that pathway, or you can just go and keep forming those higher pathways. And you guys have already done that. That's why you glow and you look so beautiful. And that's the beauty that returns to people. I see it over and over and over, our natural soulful beauty. You know, it's soulful intelligence. This is what I'm talking about. This is the intelligence that we have to apply to ourselves. It's just that higher conscious intelligence to really apply discipline. You know how many times I talk about discipline? Everyone's like, oh, discipline, oh, yuck, you know, I had that at school, I don't want that. La, la, la. Parents maybe, whatever, you know. Or some people completely undisciplined and they want discipline. So but this discipline I'm talking about is just really focusing on our ascension. So I think one of the biggest soulless intelligence, one of them is defensiveness. Always protecting your own fallen consciousness, always so much righteousness in it, you know, of just basically defending how much you believe your ego. But this is real. This is what I feel. So, you know, each time that you do that, you're feeding that pathway as it's meant to be. That's what it's meant to do. So each time you say, what is this? What your question is, what is this defensiveness really? What am I really defending? You know, and then as you're doing that, you're rising into that soulful intelligence, because you know we're beautiful souls. We're such beautiful souls, and we're completely unlimited love. Completely, we're just gorgeous beings of love. And with that love, we designed our beautiful soulful fall to know what it feels like and gain the wisdom. And so if you haven't really felt like you've gained enough wisdom, you'll keep defending. You know, you'll keep justifying the reason to stay asleep. Especially survival, I think it's a really big one. You know, we feel so justified to keep believing survival consciousness because, you know, we are in a situation in our society where we need money and we need to have that money coming in from our work, and we need to survive, etc., and all of that. But one thing I want to say about defensiveness is it actually makes you more stupid, because you're shutting down your higher consciousness by defending your fallen personality. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's really good to know that, because I know stupid is a word no one wants to be called, right?
Yeah.
But we
Yeah, that's funny.
stupid. I feel stupid all the time in our fallen perspective, but no one else is allowed to. You know, only I'm allowed to blame myself for everything and feel stupid about everything. But if you say it to me, it's like these walls come up straight away, and it's and people just instantly feel defensive of that, which is understandable, of course. And that's where, if we do that in ourselves, we want to go to our soulful intelligence, which is our compassion and understanding. And there's just so much to really understand about our higher intelligence, our soulful intelligence. You know, being soulful is just really remembering who you are. It's really not believing that the separation is real. It's about oneness. It's about everything I've already talked to you guys about, but I'm going to keep on talking about it because that's what we need. We need to keep on repeating till our pathways are just so full and rich of that consciousness that that's our experience, you know. And you guys are doing that. And it's just, we're powerful. We're so powerful. We're completely powerful. We are love, and that's what the real power is. And that's the soulful intelligence, is knowing that. But the word love instantly brings up a whole lot of concepts, and it instantly brings up the egos, the fallen perceptions take on it, you know, like how it sees it. So love, I remember people who say love is a dirty word. Like people developed a saying love is a dirty word because it was just painful. People felt. Have you guys ever heard that saying?
I
No.
remember hearing it a long time
No.
ago. Yeah.
I think it might have been more in the 80s.
Yeah, when I was a kid,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember hearing it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, and people, because the way they were referring to love was all the painful experience they've had, all the, you know, all the breakups, all the loss, all the drama, all the, you know, the pain. So no one wanted to say love. No one wanted to say I love you. You were never allowed to say I love you unless you really, really knew that you wanted to get married to that person. You know, I remember that. That's what it used to
Yeah.
be like. And I think it still is in a lot of ways, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, you can't. I mean, I've had people say to me how, not so much recently, but in the past, uh, how can you say you love me? You don't know me. And I'm like, yeah, I do. I do know you. I know you to the core. I love you to the core. I know your soul. I know who we all are. I wouldn't say that, but I think it. I would say something like that, where that they could try and comprehend a little bit. And there was varying levels of people like that, but it's much better now, isn't it? Like the love consciousness is now very normal. And in fact, it's natural. Now, normal is like mass beliefs. Natural is the soulfulness of ourself, the real soulfulness of our love. And so we are loving so much more now. It's beautiful. And I love that. I love that. I love, 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 love. Love, love. I'm passionate about love because I know it's who we really are. And in knowing that, that is our soulful intelligence. But there's just been so many programs that have made us very, very soulless. Not that we can ever be soulless, but in the consciousness way. You know, so we want to really understand the real meaning of love. Because the real meaning of love is our soulfulness. And the real meaning of love is our soul. It's who we are. It's the oneness of all of us. It's the beauty of all of us. You know, it's abundance. It's expansion. It's unlimited. There's so many ways we can understand love. It comes through kindness and through compassion. But as I've shared before, the aspect of ourself that's been fallen can take all of that and turn it into the fallen way. That's amazing, isn't it? So fascinating. And so, and why I included the activation of the light body in this session is because that's what happens. Let's go back to those brain pathways. Let's talk about all that light, how they're formed. Now imagine using all that light, which is what you guys are doing for our ascension. As we're doing that, our frequency is rising. Our frequency is returning, you could say, even though it's never gone. It's always that contradiction. We're remembering the light that we are. And so we're literally transforming our physicality. We are absolutely transforming it. The beauty of our reality in this realm, this dimension where we just see the physical things, but there's, you know, so much more going on. Last session, all about light interim and everything, really helps you to see that. And so That's why I included it, because we can't really fully activate our light body without integrating all the aspects of our fallen consciousness. You really can't do that. And if you want to turn a light body activation into a spiritual label or a spiritual trip, a concept, again, that's not soulful intelligence. Still limiting it by labeling it in that way. And there's nothing wrong with that, of course. That's an experience to find out. But I've met a lot of people that, in my days of contact with so many people, who try to turn spirituality into dogma, into an identity. And I can clearly see in them the fallen consciousness from it. And I can see they're in a lot of pain because they have to then live up to it. And they have to live up to this presentation of something really important and it's just a strong identity of a label. And I like to purify our words right into the real truth of what they are. Just purify and understand the beautiful light beings that we are. So now we can absolutely and completely, as I said in last session, we can return to our much higher consciousness in this body. In fact, you guys are. That's why there's so much more glow coming out of you, so much love, more love experience. You experience so much more love, right?
Yes.
But at the same time,
Yes, yeah.
thank you, beautiful. At the same time, that love it really purges out the fallen consciousness. It purges it out. It purges it. It purges it out. It's out. It feels like that, doesn't it?
It does feel like that.
I wanted to help you to understand how the brain pathways work, because it's a big change in your physical experience. But remember, physical's just love anyway. It's just light anyway. But the fact it absolutely fills me with joy knowing people are discovering these things. Like they're understanding more and more about physicality, more and more and more that we just like, we just love. And so those pathways, especially that aspect where you feel that moment that I was talking about, where you're really trying to focus on your higher intelligence, but there's so much screaming of fallen consciousness, right? There's so much egos blabbing on. Those moments can be so potent. If you allow yourself to have that strength in that moment to say, I already know what that is. I already have the wisdom of that. I already know where that takes me. I don't need to keep repeating that. And then focus on that new pathway, those new pathways that you're building in yourself. That are your ascension. You guys have already built a lot of that. But because I know all of us are still experiencing those fears and worries and all that survival and defensiveness is still there. There's some aspect in our life somewhere where we're feeling that a little bit, right? And so in that moment, if you can have that strength and just decide in yourself, I'm going to continue to support my ascension pathways right now, in those moments, very, very important moments. And that's what you guys are doing. Otherwise, you wouldn't even be here listening to me. You would have believed it to the point where you weren't interested, and that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. It's just the journey. But really, the most powerful thing you can do to activate your light body is do that. Is remember. So really, really remember in those moments especially, because even those pathways, your brain at some point has said, do you really want this? Is this really what I want? And it is just a part of a program in the brain to protect you. Because what comes up in those moments, why do I really want this? Oh, I'm frightened. So I have really frightened so many people, and not intentionally, but just through helping them to remember who they are. The fear really be activated, and I kind of like spooked people, not intentionally, but they're that part of themselves that's really base chakra, you could say, survival area, starts to feel very threatened because of how strong that survival consciousness is. And then when they feel all that love and all their programs are going, shield that now. Activate shield, defense shield. Activate it now. Jody's too light. She's too high. Quickly. She said she loves me. Oh no, that's wrong. All those sort of things. Activate defensive shield. Have you guys seen your own activation of your defensive shield?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. And it's really good to have a laugh at it, and see it. But I really understood why people felt like that about me more as I've gone on my journey of my own awakening. Just my own awakening, our own ascension helps us to see other people's process. It helps us to have the compassion, and I know how they feel. I understand why this is spooking them, I understand why they're protecting themselves. And so, but I've decided, I made that decision. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going to love as much as I want. I'm not going to hold that love back anymore just because someone might feel defensive. Because I used to tread sort of lightly. I used to be, I don't want to, or I don't want them to know just how much I really love them yet. They'll be ready one day, but I didn't want to overwhelm people. And I still respect boundaries, of course, but I don't want to hold back my love from anyone. There was a time for me going through this where I felt okay to love females, like share my love with women. They seemed more receptive to it. But if I shared my love with men, then perhaps they would translate that into lust and thinking something was romantic. And then I decided, well, they can think that if they want, but I'm not going to stop loving anymore. And I just decided I do not want to separate men and women. I know we're one being, and I love and respect both. And I know that it's important for me to share my love in that way too. But of course, we do have to understand boundaries. There's situations in our life where that would be strange to people, but you can still feel that love. And I know in certain situations out in the world, it might feel like in your jobs, perhaps in just going to shops, even like there's a situation where you might not want to just start saying, I love you, beautiful soul, I love you so much. They might be like, oh, what's going on? But people have changed. People have they're really awakening now. Generally, humanity is just so awakening. So you can say it. But if you feel that you can't, then just feel it. You're feeling it anyway. That's why you want to say it. And just feel that love. But I know, and I have shared this with people, that people can still interpret your love as a romantic gesture or an opportunity perhaps to be sexual when that's not your intention. But it can still be. I know there's so much more awakening of love, which is so great. It's making it so much easier. And I know the more that we're doing that, the more we're going to affect it. But what I want to say too is every single pathway that you've created in your soul, from your soul, let's say in your brain, but it's affecting your whole body, whole being. Every single pathway is creating your reality. Every single pathway. That's your creative tool in a way. If you have the frequency of those pathways, that's the frequency of your reality. So if you want to keep continuing to believe in defensiveness and justification of all the reasons why you feel all the other feelings, you'll keep creating more reasons to feel it, because that's what you're creating with those pathways. It's a reality. And I've been enjoying that word vibing. You're vibing with people who are resonating with the same pathways. So the more that you integrate those in yourself, the more that you understand what they are, and the more that you consciously, soulful, intelligently take control of yourself. Take real ownership of the powerful being that you are. Really embrace it and change. You can change. We can change. We're changeable. We are absolutely changeable beings. We're unlimited. Why would we be fixed with anything when we can be anything? And so it's very, very empowering and very important that you understand those pathways are your reality. Make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
It's very, very, very important that you fathom that you get that. Because the victim consciousness is going to say, I'm not. What's that moment? That's a beautiful moment to recognize that pathway, to recognize your victim choices, and just know there's a pathway. There's a pathway in your brain that you keep feeding yourself with. We've all got that. We've all got it. We've all still got that. And there's nothing wrong with it, okay? If we make it wrong, then we're being spiritually dogmatic. And that's going to form an even more rigid pathway. So we want to make it okay. And just have compassion. Why? Talk yourself through it. Embrace yourself. Sometimes that's very difficult. Now, that difficult feeling, that's really those moments where you just feel this is so hard to change this, right? We've all have that. This is just so hard to change this. That's another pathway that you're forming. You've probably already formed it. It's probably already there, because how many times have we already done that? This is too hard. I give up. That's there. So then that will be a reality. But if you in those moments can just really take control in a way of yourself, embrace and love. It's a love control. It's not domination control. That's just an old pathway we're finishing with. It's really deciding to change, to be soulfully intelligent, soulfully intelligent. And you've got that. We've all got that. It's there in absolutely everybody, no matter what. No matter who you look at, no matter what they're going through in their life, no matter what their physicality is, the soulful intelligence exists. And so that's what we want to do, is really, really get really in touch with that incredible strength to say, I'm changing this. Because I know what it feels like. I know, and I know you guys do too. The strength it takes in those moments. It's like, it actually feels physical, doesn't it? You actually feel physically like it's painful even when you're trying to shift it and change it. But of course it is, because that's those cells, that's those brain pathways, that's what you've formed. And when you can understand them, and you can really understand the purpose of them, to have the experience and to gain the wisdom to know what it feels like, when you have that understanding, then you're ready to change them. And once you start really practicing this and you start getting, it'll get easier. I know you guys are already doing a lot of this, and it'll get easier and easier and easier. And as it gets easier, then you have more of your focus on those new pathways. You want to always include those new pathways. You always want to include them when you're, of course, you have to, because you have to build that new one, right? So you will start to get to a point where you'll be able to say, I'm done with that. I'm focusing now on the bliss of this frequency, of this consciousness. I'm just going to focus on this. And you can say, yes, I do want this. Yes, I do want this, brain. Okay, beautiful. I do want this. Yes, I do want this. And you say that in those moments where there's that resistance. You have to say that. Yes, I do want this. And how many times have you guys already said that? You've said it
Yes.
already so many times. Yes,
Yeah.
I do want this. Can anybody share anything right now or relate to that? Nish, you said, what did you feel in that moment?
I just remembered that first time when I was with you in person, and we were going to have a chat after the session.
That makes me so happy remembering that. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the first time I was actually going to spend time with you, like on your property a bit more than usual. So I was like, when everything was so, the love that I was feeling was so overwhelming, and it was like I did not know that I can be given this much love. And it was like I have been loved most of my life, so it's not that I have been unloved or neglected or
really
anything.
have. You were the most adored little baby girl ever.
Yeah, and like it's, you know, we were talking about earlier, you were sharing about saying I love you is such like, but in my family it wasn't like that. We would say love you to each other like cousins and extended family, and we were like, oh my darling, I love you. And that was like, it was
how beautiful. Yes, of course there are people that are like that as well,
so,
of course, but it's still only a level of really understanding it, but it's so beautiful, of course.
Yeah, and that's the thing, that I grew up with that. But then despite of that, when I actually came in that physical vicinity of you, and I experienced your love, you know, it was so I was like new to me. Like even having a glass of water was like, oh, am I worth having this glass of water? That was the level. And I remember in that moment, I was like, oh, I should go. I should not be staying here. I remember very clearly. I had that.
I remember seeing that in you. And it was really familiar to me because I'd seen that a lot. That was probably what I saw the most actually around that time. People having that experience, and I understand it. Yeah.
But that was the time when I asked myself, okay, if I do go, what am I going to do now when I go? I will be still going on YouTube, because in those days your seminars were on YouTube. I'll be still watching your guidance. I would still be wanting that. Why not do it now? Why run away from this? And then I'm like, no, I'm not going. And that is, I really remember, I really very clearly remember, do I want to love Jody? And I said yes.
And you said yes.
Yes, I remember that moment so clearly. And then it was so, the perfection of the beautiful soul connection was so beautiful. The moment I said yes in my heart, it was within like 30, 40 minutes, not even an hour of that, you actually came and spoke with me about all this. And I shared everything that I was going through. And it was such a blissful experience. And that was it. From then on, there was never a no. Like, and every time, whenever my ego would scream, and whenever my pathways, the old pathways would scream, and I would feel like there is all this blankness in me. I don't know. I don't know what to be anymore. Everything I knew is a lie. Everything that is true, I don't know. I'm so stupid to not know anything. All those things. And in times like that, I would just cling to those love pathways.
Wow.
All I know is I love Jody, and that's it.
Wow. Thank you.
That has always kept me going every time. Like when I don't understand anything, I just choose to remember, I love you.
Oh, I love that so, and I am absolutely honored that that's given that to you. And absolutely, I am here for that. I am here to be loved. I'm here to love you, and I welcome that love, and I want you to welcome my love. And that's what you went through. It was the overwhelming feeling of that love. But the fact that you said, "Do I want to love Jody?" Yes. There's that new pathway right there started. New pathway. And you got yourself to that point. And do you really want this? Yes, I really want this. Yes, I really want this. Like, tell your brain that. Tell it to your brain. Yes, I want this. And the more that you do that, oh, the bliss in our life, right? The bliss,
Yeah.
the abundance, everything completely expanding into what we really want in our reality. Like oh, thank you so much, Nish. I really love that. I really, really, really love that beautiful story.
I
Thank you.
love you too, beautiful Jody.
Thank you so much. Nish. And I remember that moment really clearly. And actually, it felt like one of the first times I'd seen someone actually do that so consciously. I had seen some people do that, but there wasn't many that made that real choice to trust that love. And thank you. I'm so honored. And I love you so much.
Thank you. Like, this is what your love has given to me. Look at me. I'm like gorgeous now.
Sure, I love that. Say that again. Say it again.
Me, I'm gorgeous. Your love has given that to me.
I love Oh,
Yay.
I think we can all agree with that.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I can agree.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so beautiful. But yeah, like, I mean, I found that photo of you recently when you first came. I think I spoke about this before, and the comparison, it's just really profound. And the proof is in the pudding,
And
the
I
vegan
just,
pudding.
yes. And, but Jody, I found a picture just a little bit after that.
Yeah.
When I was, because when I met you, I was starting to become really unwell. Like, I was getting there, but then all the symptoms started showing. And I'll share that picture with you. And I know you would remember. You would remember that phase when I had this big
Yeah,
eye thing, right? I lost all the
Mhm.
weight and everything. But so
Yeah.
that, like, from there to be here where I am now, to be the healthiest I have ever been, that
Absolutely.
shows
Incredible.
me the activation of my light body. Like, to me, I am my proof.
Absolutely.
Like, I genuinely don't need anyone or anything else to prove this to me. You have given this to me, and I am my proof that I know what has happened within me with your love, allowing your love, loving you. And that's why I'm always on and on about it, because I know what it will give to everyone. So
Absolutely.
thank you.
And that's beautiful for you, feeling that. Like, isn't it funny? We feel like we have to justify loving someone, like we feel like it's wrong to go on and on about loving, but it's not. It's great. It's beautiful. Let that happen. Let that love flow. And if you want to flow it to me and let me flow it back to you, then that's our light body activation right there. And that's why we do start glowing a lot more. It's really, really obvious. Yes, really obvious in all of you, the transformation. It's like, you go and watch episode 1 of these sessions, and the transformation is incredible. And we're going to keep transforming. Imagine another 6 of these, like more, and applying this consciousness, how much it's going to keep activating that light body. And we just really trust that. But I really love that real conscious moment that you made, Nish, to just say, yes, I do. Yes, I do want to love Jody, like, yes. What was the words you said exactly? Was that it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I do want to love Jody.
That's it. Yeah, and then watching you go through so many levels and layers of your health returning, and let me tell you, anyone watching this, there's no exaggeration how unwell Nisha was. No exaggeration at all. Like, I remember when I first met her, she was just stunningly beautiful. My eyes were extremely happy looking at her. But I saw the unwellness in her, and I didn't tell Nisha, but I was aware of it, and I knew that love would heal her. I knew that, but I didn't push that at all. I just was just being me and loving as usual. But you chose that, and I love what you said, that you are the proof. You are the proof, because that's true. You know, if you're not proving it to yourself, then how do you know? You know, how do you know if you can't see it in yourself? It's not about relying on anyone else to see it, and it's not about relying on anyone else to change your pathways or to activate your light body. And whenever I say things like this and I talk about us as individual beings, I still see the wholeness. Like, I know every moment that any of you choose this love, you are affecting the one soul. And I don't want to mention names, but there's a lot of people that have been proving this to me, that are absolutely experiencing this love. And it's been like, kind of, my own pathways are being mind blowing that they're transforming that much. And it's just beautiful to see that. You know, it's really beautiful. And I know that's because of what we're doing. I just totally know these sessions and our focus on our ascension is absolutely affecting everybody, okay? I want you to acknowledge that too. I want you to acknowledge the beautiful benefit that you are giving just from giving to yourself. Just from giving to yourself. Because we are all linked. If you change your brain pathways, you change yours, one soul's getting that. We are absolutely and totally linked. So imagine as we keep doing this, and those little seeds of light, just going into the one soul, and then, the brain pathway just, it's like, I've had people recently just say to me, I'm just amazed. I don't even understand why I'm feeling this much love, but I'm loving it. What's happening? Wow, things like that, like beautiful moments of love, and then there's a lot of love coming to me, and that's what naturally happens. We just start loving each other so much more because the resistance and the walls are down. They're finished, they're integrated, but of course, as I'm saying, there is still that process, and that's where we have to be very, very kind to ourselves and understand, but at the same time, very, very strong. Just totally strong. You're not going to change those unless you are. If you give into those pathways, you've just fed them again. And as I said, nothing wrong with that if that's your journey. But it's making that really beautiful, powerful decision to be really ascending, to be really activating the light body. There's a lot of programs. There's a lot of programs there. When you're having a limitation or a fear or a worry, just take a moment and ask yourself, what am I frightened of? What am I worried about? What is the thing I'm believing? Why do I feel limited? How am I seeing my limitation manifested around me? Ask yourself some questions. And those answers will really give you more and more insight into how many pathways there really are there. But in saying it, they are limited. They're still limited. In the way that we're unlimited, we could keep doing this. But those fallen pathways are limited consciousness. And so you're powerful. You are completely powerful. And you are made of love. Our light body is love. Our love makes our light body. So if we're not loving, and when we're suppressing love and we're not integrating all the things that want to be unloving, then we're choosing this density, we're choosing this reality. As I said, this is not about judging that at all. It's about loving that and understanding that. But it's your love. The more that you love, the more that you overcome these limited thoughts, and you just say, you can actually even say to those old ones, no, I don't want that. When the question is there, yeah, no, I don't want that. Do you still want this pathway? No, I don't. Consciously be aware of that. This is so significant for your ascension and your activation of your light body and your soulful intelligence. And the more you actually awaken this, the more that you love, the more intelligent you will be. Like, I've had moments, my ego wanted to think I was being really superior, but I knew I wasn't. But I just had moments of like, I am so intelligent, like that. And like, wow. It's like, I felt like I was, at times I felt like I was just, how can I explain it? Like, I don't know how to explain it, but just recognize the levels of intelligence, the comprehension that's within me, because I've allowed it, because I've said yes to it, because like I can just absorb things so quickly, like activate my intelligent perspective so quickly. Like, I am getting a little bit like, I don't know how to explain this, because it's so vast and it's fast, and it's soulful intelligence, and we've all got that ability. We've all got that. It's nothing to fear. It's nothing to feel like you're going to be overwhelmed by it. You will be, probably, though. And it's okay. Overwhelming just means something shifting, and you can choose where that shift goes. You can choose where that shift goes. So no, I don't want that fallen consciousness. Yes, I do want my ascension. These are powerful words. Your body's even doing it. Your body's actually literally saying yes or no for you on an unconscious level. So do it conscious level. Our physical bodies are soulful intelligence. They are. There's so much more in our physicality than what we know. We do know, really, on some level. We have abilities that are going to awaken more and more and more, and I'm here for it. You want it, you can have it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
I
here
love
for
that.
it.
Yay. And that's
Yep, I
just,
want it.
yay. And that's just true. It's just the truth. If you want to say it's not the truth, so be it. If you want to keep forming a pathway that's shutting that down and doesn't believe it, fine, that's beautiful. I love you anyway. And I love your adventure and experience of being limited too. That's funny. That's hilarious. That's amazing. It's beautiful. It's not wrong. It's just a journey. But I'm here to guide you into your ascension, into your light body activation. I'm here to guide myself with everything I'm saying. And we can say yes to that. Like, I've tried to really fathom, what is my light body? What is it? What's it really going to look like? What's it really going to feel like? That's those sort of questions. Just questioning. Questioning's great. Questioning helps us to ascend. But what do you answer those questions with is really important. Are you going to answer them with, too hard? Or, yes, this is what I want. It's this is safe. You know what's unsafe? Your limited perception, because it wants to create limitation. And that's okay. Like, we do also have a natural awareness to protect ourselves. Like, I'm super protective. Anyone that knows me, like, I am just like over the top protective. Like, I just Nisha's Margie's nodding. Right. But I'm not apologizing for that, because I love really intensely. And I want to love even more. And when I say protective, It's just from love. I care. Like, I'm protective of all of you. I care for your journey. I care if you're in pain. I care that you're having the best life. I care if your life isn't fulfilling to you. I care about that. I'm sitting here, I'm caring about it, and I'm telling you how to change that with all my love. And now you have to do that for yourself, because I know there's been many times when my protectiveness has just been like, okay, they don't want it. That's okay. It's difficult for me to let go because of how much love I feel and how passionate I feel and how much I love that being. But I have to, because I have to, we all have to respect each other's journey and choices. And like, turning protectiveness into rescuing will be painful. And I've done that. I've done that heaps of times. And it's a beautiful experience, but it's painful. But I'm not going to stop being protective and feeling that love. If I stop being that, or if any of you stop being that about yourself in protecting this way, your soul, your beautiful being, your whole being of love that you are, you're protecting that and keeping that present, embracing it, remembering. And that protection can come from that really high level, not the focus of the victim, but that protection of love, that loving and not wanting to be fallen anymore, just wanting to really, really nurture ourselves into our soulful intelligence and our light body activation, and just living in paradise and love. And we're doing that. We are doing that. It doesn't always feel like we're doing that. But it's in those moments where it doesn't feel like that that it's not working in a way. It's just saying, yes, it is. Every time you say, yes, it is, pathways forming, beautiful sparkles and beautiful reality. Remember, every pathway is your reality. Every pathway, everything. I love your beautiful faces smiling at me. Oh my God. So beautiful. It's just true. I think you know. I think you know this is the truth. Does anyone want to share about that? Knowing this is the truth?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I'd love to. Just listening to you say that our pathways form our reality, and I'm here, and again, I'm here with you listening to this. I just realized that I want this. I want that pathway. I want this pathway of love, This is what I want. And it's just the most blissful, beautiful feeling. I remember that first seminar, Jody, when I met you for the first time, and that was the first time I'd experienced. I never knew that love was like that. I could feel that, And then when I felt that was the catalyst for the rest of my life to realize that, that this was real, that depth of love was there all the time to be felt, and finally found yourself to teach me how to access that within me. And I can just see how it's changing my whole life, like how my whole life is changing through your loving guidance and helping me to understand that love within myself and activate that within myself. It's the gratitude I feel for you is just, I just love you so much. And I love you so much.
Love you. Absolutely.
And I can see in my life, in my work life, and I had a really funny experience with a Hare Krishna actually at work the other night.
I'm gonna love this story. Yeah, what happened?
Because
we love them too, of course.
I saw them the last couple of nights I was working, and I kind of was just doing my thing and didn't really, I was aware of them, and they didn't really look at me or anything. But then the last night I saw them, this young guy, I was near a bin, and he looked up and he looked at me and he went, "Oh, you look like a real spiritual man." And I said, "Well, yes, I am. Yes."
Yeah.
And then he started, he was kind of trying to sell me, into his ideology, but he kind of, I he got sidetracked and started asking me all these questions about you, like he started to ask more, and and it's like he caught himself trying to find out more about who you were. Well, what do you
Wow.
teach? What are you learning? And I said, well, it's love is everything. Love, it's only love that matters, and
Wow.
then he asked me,
Beautiful.
what do you listen to, or what do you read? And I told him I had a couple of ebooks from yourself. Yeah, but he was trying to just, and then he realized, he caught himself and was like, oh, and if you want to come and buy a book. And I said,
Program that.
yeah. I
Oh,
said,
wow.
I'm so content. I really thank you very much, but I'm so content in everything that I have in my life, but I really appreciate it. Yeah, it was just a really beautiful experience I'm sure I saw him trying to find out more, and then he pulled himself back.
Yeah,
His name
because
was Noah.
that's so beautiful. Like the program, imagine how much they're reinforcing their worship, and it's reinforcing, the fact that you, Sean, triggered him to stop doing that for just a moment is potent. That's potent. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with anybody believing all of that. It's still the journey. But the fact that he could sense that love from you, it made him open. And then he went back to, it's like he said yes for one moment. Like imagine how much that affected him anyway in his reality to know, hey, I can just feel love. It's that simple. And he heard my name, and he, there's a whole different frequency. Like I know my frequency, even just saying my name, any of our names, there's a frequency with that name. And I know what my focus is, so I know that they're feeling that. And it's beautiful. Like, what a moment. Thank you so much for sharing that, Sean. That's very precious.
Very beautiful. And I also wanted to share, Jody, I realized every group session that we have, I feel every time when you come on, even before, I feel so emotional. And you were talking before about the purging of all the different pathways. And I realized that's, listening to your voice, the moments even before the session start, I'm just being purged.
Yeah.
And I realized that this is the love. This is what I want. This is the pathway I want to create now, and
I love that so much.
And I've also realized that, through the days, do I want that? It's like, no, I don't. I'm done with that.
You've already been doing it.
I've
Wow,
realized, I'm done with that.
Brilliant. See,
Yeah.
you've already got your soulful intelligence is activated. Like it's there. I'm sure you can all relate to saying this too. Like I'm sure, but I want to reinforce it. I want you to have even more understanding as to why. The more understanding you have as to why you've fallen and why you're choosing ascension, the easier it'll be. The easier and easier it'll become, because everything, and I love what you're sharing, like you can feel it even before you come into the session, and you can feel that purging, and you can feel that, like, of course, because there's a frequency coming, and your whole soul knows it. It knows everything, and it's feeling that. But the pathways that you formed to reject it, to have the fallen reality, they're being activated, so that's being purged. And I've seen that happen to everyone, all of us, and so you, as I said, you didn't say yes to those. You said yes to this. You said yes to knowing you, to awakening you and loving you. And of course, that part of that is loving me. It's a big part of loving. It's equally as important that we love each other. A lot of people talk about just love yourself and everything will be all right. It won't be. It won't be if you just love yourself. Everything will be all right if we love each other. That's the truth of ourselves, because we are each other anyway. So when you're saying just love you and forget about everyone else, then you're blocking all of yourself. And that's okay, of course, just part of the experience, but it'll always feel painful and always be limited, even if there's a moment, a little while where you feel safer and better. But this is a real deep understanding we're having in these sessions. This is really seeing the oneness and knowing ourselves in soulful intelligence. And like, you are already all doing it. I've just named it something, And I like naming things like that because I feel like it's like an anchor. It seems to anchor it more in. And it gives us a topic to explore more of our ascension this way, because there are so many facets we can explore in our ascension, even though the foundation of it's always going to kind of be the same, and it's always going to come back to that. But this aspect, and that you already been saying that to yourself, Sean, yes, I do want this. You've already been doing it. And look at you. Okay, let's just compare Sean to the first night he came to a session, right? Love you so much. Nothing about criticism or judgment, just a real accurate perception on how much you've transformed into your light body. Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
love you.
Love you too.
I feel it.
I know that you can see that yourself.
Mm.
And look in that mirror and see your light. Everyone do that. Look in your mirror and love yourself. Love you and know that you are one with everyone else, and that everything that you're doing is going through. Like, just the fact that that story happened with that person that you shared, Sean. That's amazing. That's so amazing. Like, I'm seeing things, the alignment of everything so much more clearly. Like, it is absolutely even blowing my mind. I want to share a little story that happened yesterday. So the day before, I think it was the day before yesterday, we actually celebrated Aman's birthday, Nisha's son. It was the most beautiful experience. I loved all of it. I might share some photos. I'll see how I go, but on Facebook. But there was so much love and joy we all had together. And I'm like, oh, what do I want to wear? Like I love my clothes being symbolic somehow, And so I just decided to wear. I had this shirt, a new shirt I hadn't worn. It was black and white, and I just love black and white because I feel like it encompasses everything. It's like it's all in that. So I don't wear it that often, but I do really love it. So I thought, oh, this will be fun. I'm going to wear this for fun. And so it was like black and striped, like that, black and white stripe. And I put a nice scarf on. I love scarves because I just love the beauty of them and the feeling of them. And then I chose my pants, and they had hearts all over them. And so this was my celebration of Aman's birthday outfit. It was really fun. And when the guys came in, Clary, Margie, and Nish and Aman, and there was Jamie and Bart, and we was having so much fun together. I played the song Home, our song Home, because I asked Nisha what's his favourite song. So I played his favourite song as he was walking in the door, and as they were walking, I had it really loud, and Bart was being the DJ, and so it was really beautiful, and and it's fascinating watching them all walk in, just going. They'll probably share, but the love and the feeling of the intention of it and everything, and they just kept saying to me over and over how amazing I looked, like how beautiful, like just like staring at me with all this love, and I'm thinking the same about them. I'm just thinking, how beautiful, and Aman was having the great time, but Aman was a bit like. Like there was so much love and it was so beautiful. Bart had made bickies the night before, and I made an apple pie. I'd sort of nearly finished making, and I made 2 apple pies, so we all had heaps of apple pie and bickies. They were all gluten and vegan, of course, gluten-free and vegan. So why I'm telling this story is because the very next day I thought, oh, I just need a real nice relax. So I watched something on TV, just relax, something funny. I'm very fussy about what I watch on TV. Very few things I like, but I watched it. And the lady in the show, actually, before I say that, we were talking. We always have amazing talks in that time too. But we were talking, and I was saying how what really amazes me is how much I can see in reality, and especially if I watch a show, I can see something that's happening that absolutely represents what has just happened, even though that was recorded before this happened. It just shows me fully the one soul, the now. Everything is now. So this woman in the show, she's got a black and white striped shirt on, exactly the same as the one I had on, and I'm just in there just going, this is so profound. It's exactly what we were just talking about. And so I'm just like sending them photos. Look at this, check this out. It's just like, it was so beautiful to see it. And then they're making an apple pie.
Oh, wow.
I'm just like, and I'm saying, and now they're making an apple pie, and I'm just like, I can't believe it. I'm just sitting there going, what's happening? It's so amazing. What's happening? But and I was jokingly saying the proof is in the pudding, and they were actually making the pudding. Funny that actually they were making like the pudding, the proof in the pudding, and the outfit. Oh, it just so simple, but it blew my mind. In a beautiful way of just like they would have recorded that long ago. I didn't have to watch it that day. I decided to watch it that day, the next day, and it just happened to be that episode. They're wearing that exact same shirt and making an apple pie. I'm just like, wow, proof is in the apple pie. And it was really yummy. We had a beautiful time, and it was just so beautiful to be able to just share our love like that. And this was just, it was just amazing. And like, we don't get together very often because we're all very busy, but it's beautiful when we do. But whenever I see these guys coming over to my place, I know it'll be the same with any of you. I'm just like, I'm literally going like this, like, I cannot believe how beautiful and glowing they look. Like my limitation being blown. At the same time, I'm expanding my consciousness. And I know any one of you would feel that. Anyone that's doing this conscious work is glowing and their beauty is enhancing. Why? Why do we see like that alignment was just so blatant. Like I've seen a lot of alignments, but that one was like really blatant. But the beautiful love and the light that I'm seeing in all of you, and same when you come online, just here, like I can see it in you now. I'm just like, this is blatantly obvious, but I watch as the session goes on to more light and more love, and that's why we all love doing this together, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Sure
Yes.
is.
Yes,
Love
we
it.
Absolutely.
do. Yeah.
Yeah. I love you all so, so much, and thank you so much. I'm not finished yet, but I just want to say this. I do feel completely honored that I can share all of this with you, and the beautiful love that comes out of all of your faces, and the questioning I see in your faces too. I like questioning and understand, like not in a doubt way, but in a real way of knowing soulful intelligence. That's what I see in you all. And I see that blossoming more and more in you the more that I guide you with this. And it's such a beautiful joy to me. And I know some of us have said, can't we just have this every week? We said that because it's so beautiful. But I feel like this time is really perfect too, in between, where we can just really apply what we understood in this session. And I just love it. Like I feel so blissful after these sessions. Do you guys?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So much.
Always. Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes.
and while it's going, oh God, yeah.
Yes.
Mm,
Yes,
Yeah.
generator of dimensions, that's God. So we are that. So it's just so beautiful. So I just feel so grateful to be able to share these things with you. And there is so much more that I can too. Like I do have so many more levels of my guidance that I can give, but I like to just give it as a gentle level of understanding. But you guys do really amazing. Like you just absorb it and you get it. Like you're so intelligent, all of you, so intelligent. And that's why you're intelligent, because of your application of this guidance. Because you know it, you all know it, and you all share that with me. You all know and feel it, the real reality of it and how much you love it, yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, love it.
Yeah. I'm seeing everybody saying yes, it's so beautiful. I love you all so much. And so I want you to understand as well the frequencies of these these thoughts, the vibration, you know, we could just call them all frequencies of love, because nothing can not be love. And so when you can understand more about the frequency of the thoughts and how they're creating a reality, you're going to want to change those if you want to change your reality. So it's not just about changing thoughts and just, becoming like a program, another program, oh, I've got to change my thoughts. It's also about feeling the frequency, the vibration of the thoughts. If you can become more consciously, and I know you can, there's no if, it's if you do become more conscious of what the frequency feels like if in your life you're going through some survival or something that you're still trying to complete, that is part of your fallen reality, let yourself feel the frequency of the thoughts that you're having during that. Just try and be aware of the vibration. Like if there's something in your life that you want to change, that you could shift more from that, and I want you to really embrace the life that you have too. I don't want you to just feel like your life is wrong or it shouldn't be that way. You have to embrace it, but this is part of embracing it with love. Allow yourself to feel the frequency of those thoughts, and you can do that. Now, how do you do that? The answer is yes, emotionally. But what about in your body? What's the actual physical sensation? We want to feel that too. We want to be aware of that. Like I know when I'm not feeling my love, it just all my body just feels, it's becoming more and more blatant, and you'll feel it more and more. My body just feels like turmoil, and it can just happen just like that, like one little moment of feeling, some limited perspective, and I'm just like, like I literally feel sick. And I'm aware of that, and I know that's going on with everybody, and this is why sickness increases, because of that, because we're not integrating all those things, right? Or we're not shifting. So we want to acknowledge the frequency of the thoughts. So that is a really good way. How does your body feel? And I know you're all nodding, so you're all relating, you're all getting this, you're understanding. And you know that feeling in your tummy, in your guts, you feel like, or in your throat or somewhere, like you feel even the chest is like constricted, you can feel, and that is your pathways creating that. That's your limited pathways actually giving you that feeling, that sensation, right? That's not happening randomly.
Yes.
Nothing happens randomly. You might seem that way, but it's not, And so we want to feel the frequency of that. And a good way to feel the frequency of those thoughts is to feel your physical body, like, oh, how does that feel, It's like I was sharing, like, even chest pain, and that's not where I want to sit in myself. So I'm just like, okay. And like, I think something that I go through a lot is impatience. Like I want things to happen now. Can you all relate to that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
What we want to happen now is our ascension. We really want, like in our perspective now, we want to overcome everything now. We don't want to be limited. We don't want anything limiting us. The frustration of that, and then the victim to it, like, oh no, why isn't it happening? And all those sort of things. Like, because I know our focus is for ascension, so I know that. But I know in lives where ascension's not the focus, those are way more painful and also suppressed. Like there's many ways you can suppress that. Medication, just denial, just blocking in a way, just blocking yourself from even acknowledging anything. But the thing is, you might think you're blocking it. You might think that you're making yourself better, but you're enhancing it with that. And again, nothing wrong with it. And there are times where people have needed medication and they need pain relief, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'd prefer people allow themselves to have that if they're going through something that it's necessary for. And then through that, keep applying your ascension. And just keeping on knowing the real truth for yourself. But this is just one aspect. There's so many aspects, isn't there? There's so many aspects of how the soullessness has affected us, not just on a physical level, because the physical level is our soul. So anything you're feeling in your physical body is because your soul has created it. That's a lot to own. I have been through a lot of things that have been very difficult to own in that way, on that physical level. But I still did. Because I wanted to. I preferred to. I could have thought I'd failed in my ascension, and those thoughts were there. But I knew that I wasn't. You know, one of those experiences I can share with you is I started eating raw food and I wasn't getting enough iron. I did that for a year because I wasn't doing it. I don't advise that anymore. I advise beautiful, healthy, vegan life with organic as much as you can, and making sure you're getting lots of iron and having vitamin C with iron, which I didn't understand. I thought I was. There was just some knowledge that I didn't have. I still thought I was doing the ultimate. I actually really thought I was doing the ultimate, but my body was going downhill and I was becoming weaker and weaker and weaker, and to the point where I ended up getting a virus. And this was in 2017, and Bart and I both got it, and we were very, very ill for a long time. And I went through a lot on a soul level through that, you know, like, why have I created this? And I know it was for wisdom for sure, but the feeling of failure was pretty strong, you know, and I had to, you know, I went to the doctor. I had to go. I never wanted to go to doctors, but I had to make sure and check what was going on. Because so weak, I couldn't even open a door. It was really bad. I cannot emphasize how bad it was. And I could hardly walk. I couldn't lift anything. It was extreme. So my iron went from where it was supposed to be 50 to 3. So that's very extreme experience. And I thought I was doing the best for myself. I really did. I really did. And in some ways I was, and I think it's a good thing to do maybe temporarily, but I did it too long. I was convinced that it's the only thing I should be doing. And then I started to understand more about our bodies do better with cooked food. Some not, and some cooked. And so I started doing that, and I actually had to take iron as well. And it took me about 2 years, but I did recover from that. And it dwindled for a long time. You know, the virus was pretty severe at the time. This was before COVID, but that happened then. And the wisdom I gained from that whole experience was so amazing. Like, as when I was recovering, I actually couldn't move. I couldn't get out of bed. I had to lay in bed, and that was extremely frustrating to me. Could you imagine me like that? Like not being able. No, it was not. It wasn't enjoyable at all. But I transformed it. I said, okay, if this is what I've chosen, what do I need to see? I didn't see it. I felt like a victim, but I didn't keep believing I was a victim. I just kept on integrating everything I could see. And then my feet got really, really sore because I wasn't walking on them properly, I think, probably, possibly. Like they got extremely sore and I couldn't actually even walk on my feet. Like, this is probably a surprise to people because basically, you know, with all this consciousness, that shouldn't happen. And that was my belief too, you know. But I was actually applying myself to my ascension, but not having the full understanding. But now I have it. So I don't ever recommend anybody does that, just all raw food. Go for maybe a week or something on it, but just have plenty of beautiful, fresh vegan food. And there's so much I could say about all that, but maybe another session. But or Nisha is an expert on all this stuff, and she does sessions. So you can come to Nisha for that, which is fantastic. She'll give you all the guidance you need. Thank you, Nisha. And so I wanted to share that because I say things, and there's many other experiences that I could share in my life that made me gain a lot of wisdom. And I thought I'll share this one. It was actually really a beautiful experience because it helped me to understand so much. But I chose that. I could have chosen to lie there feeling sorry for myself. I probably would have died if I'd done that. But seriously, no exaggeration. It was extreme. But I'm glad I had that experience. I'm glad I understood what I understood. I'm glad I applied my consciousness. I'm glad that I looked at all my victim. I transformed pathways. Like now I just feel I get it. I understand what that feels like. I had extreme heartbeat was racing all the time. I had chest pain. It was it's a horrible experience in a way on a physical level, and very frightening and very dangerous, very dangerous. But I got through it, and with my high consciousness and my understanding, and I know a lot of people go and get iron infusions, but I didn't want to do that. And I'm not saying don't do that though. If you need it, do it. And I know people that have done it, and it's worth it. But I chose to just get through it in the way that I wanted to, and I got there. And even talking about it, I feel the emotion of it. It feels quite deep. I remember sobbing and sobbing and sobbing. Like just eons of stuff was coming out of me. I was remembering feelings of just wanting to die and just wanting to, like remember even in this life, like I just wanted to die. And I thought, well, here I am. I can if I want to now. I've manifested that, and that's okay. And I just kept loving and loving myself through it all, and just understanding it. And I remember just lying there and like past lives just flickering through my consciousness, and just so many memories. And I just stayed conscious of that and understanding that. And then I started getting a lot of visions of the future as well, like ascension future, advanced civilization future. And I got that because I was transforming through the process, and that's what we can all do. No matter what your physical body is, we can apply ascension. We can apply ascension consciousness. We can understand these things in that way. But please always know to go and get assistance from doctors or hospitals if you need to. They're there for us. I was very resistant and reluctant to that, of course, but because I really felt like a victim if I did that. But I recommend it now because they're there to love us. They really are. They can really support us. I ended up getting my blood test done, and everything was perfect, and I was just like crying on the phone with the doctor. So happy, like everything had resolved. I could feel it, but I was still very weak for a long time. But I knew that I had healed myself. But I still had that help, and there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong at all. And it's to always remember that those people in those health and medical professions they still want to help us. It's still part of the one soul's help. And in this time when there's been so much fall in consciousness, you're not falling because you're allowing that. If you need to give that to yourself, then do. But if you start becoming just dependent on it as a savior, instead of like really doing that application for yourself, you know. But just be aware of that too. I have other stories I could tell, but I'll leave it at this one. And I'm very grateful for all of them. And I really understand why I had them. I really know that they were for my wisdom. It's just like Nisha's story, you know, she was so unwell. And now she has all that wisdom from that. And don't hesitate to, I highly recommend Nisha if you want some health coaching, because Nisha, you're so busy. She's just looking at me like, you know, really? Like, yes.
Because
But she knows it. Yeah, share.
like everything yes, I have studied a lot, and I have given myself, applied myself to understanding about our health. But the real magic comes because I apply your guidance. Because
Exactly.
that soulful intelligence that you are talking about, you have helped me activate that in me, like since I have ever met you. That's all you do with everyone.
Yeah.
But, and like, yes, I'm good, but that is because I have you.
That's
And
the look that was coming out of your face, is like, but if it wasn't for you, Jode, and she always says that to me. But, you know, Nisha was one of the most highest qualified people, really, seriously, in so many different ways. And you can just go and look at her website. What is it, Nisha? Advertising now. Nisha Health Coach.
Health Coach Nisha.
Health back the front. Yeah, that's right. So Health Coach Nisha. And it's just, you know, she's there. And I know, like, I have helped Nisha all the way to create that, and I've given her all my guidance because she wanted it. And so, you know, it's really evolved for her because she's been applying that. And, you know, that it's just like what Nisha said, none of that means anything without that high consciousness, without our soulful intelligence. It doesn't, and it won't change it. You know, it doesn't, like Nisha understands that, and I really value Nisha's understanding, because there's so much medical understanding, there's so much body understanding. I've also studied a lot myself, so we can understand what we're talking about, because I'm qualified in a lot of those things too, but not to the extent of Nisha. So, and but just really understanding ourselves like that. But like on that level of that medical, but without the rest, it's just nothing. It's not nothing. It's a full-on experience. But when I say nothing, I meant the difference and the transformation that we have through our soulful intelligence. We are activating our light body. We absolutely are. And that's what I went through that adventure and that journey. Like, I felt like, in a way, I drained myself so deeply so that I could renew myself. And I did. I don't recommend it, okay? just to let you all know, but to renew myself and rebuild myself was really incredible. Extremely frightening, unknown, you know, the unknown in it, and the fears of it. You know, when you're having heart palpitation most of your day, it's pretty terrifying. You know, it's just, but I just stayed really, really strong in myself, and I also made sure I had that medical connection, but that only did a smaller part, very, very small part. The rest was me choosing my ascension. Yeah. And I know I could ask you all, and there'd be a story there somehow relating to this. But I really wanted to share something about myself today. But that soulful intelligence, I crave for that. Do you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Would anyone like to share about that? What about you, Clary? Tell me about your craving for soulful intelligence.
I feel like I just crave it all the time. But I feel like I go asleep to that as well. And I feel like I'm constantly applying your guidance, everything that you've talked about tonight. I just am just connecting so much and on new beautiful levels as well, and having so many memories and of what I've applied so far. But I just I feel so like craving so much to experience more of myself, like to experience that real soulful intelligence of me and of us. It's just like that vast expansiveness. I feel like I just really crave knowing myself on those levels. And then I feel like I'm so far from that sometimes. And then I feel like I reach it at times as well. And that's when I want it, like I just want to stay there.
Yeah. And
You know?
that's great you said that, Clary, because the staying there is what I was talking about, those pathways, is saying, yes, I do want this. And you've all said that. You've all said that. You know, like I just shared, like I was pretty close to dying, and I knew about light interim. I wasn't afraid of death at all. Not at all. I'd had other experiences of that too, of being close to that. And I was never afraid of it because I understood it, but I didn't want it. And the reason I didn't want it is because I wanted to understand myself here, now, in this body. I wanted to know what it is. I wanted those experiences just to know what it felt like. How do I heal myself? What do I need to understand? And it just gave me so, like, the vast array, I think that's the word, of knowledge on physical levels, emotional levels, intellectual levels, you know, high conscious levels. Everything was shown to me. I don't recommend you do it that way because you don't need to. You got it from me now. But I know each one of you has been through things. I know, because I know you all so well, you know, and these pathways, like imagine the pathways I would have been forming in that time. Because, and all of you, everything traumatic that you've been through, and I know you all have, you've been forming these pathways. You have kept saying yes. You have allowed that craving for soulful intelligence. You are not, none of you are in a relationship because you don't want that level. You want full level of love and soulfulness. You want to have a soulfully intelligent relationship. You don't want anything less than that, right?
Yes.
That's right.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Yes.
Yes. I was going, no, I don't want anything different.
Yes, no, I understand. And I can see in your gorgeous faces, all of you saying that. What about you, Amy? I want to see your face. We haven't seen much of your face today. I can see you, but the recording. So is that a yes from you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Look at you. So beautiful. So yeah, of course. Because you could be. You're all extremely beautiful and gorgeous. So, you know, that's not a hindrance. You know, it's just the decision. And I love that. You're choosing that. And the beautiful part about it, in a way, is like, as you're choosing your soulful intelligence, which is what I always say, it's affecting oneself. So you will be able to have those relationships you've always wanted. You will be able to. But it's being here and home in yourself that's fulfilling, isn't it? You know, we talked about that in the Twin Flame group session, but it is part of our soulful intelligence, is knowing this and keeping on loving. Just love anyway. I know we've all been through the feeling of craving for someone, right? We've all just longed and longed and longed for the perfect thing, and we've had our concepts, and we've tried this and we've done that, you know, and we've all been through those things, and we gained wisdom from it. We all gained wisdom from those things because we wanted to be in a soulful, intelligent experience of loving relationship, whatever we want to call it. Twin flame. Twin flame's beautiful. I'm fine with that. But just that real connection that we want soulful awareness, soulful intelligence. You want to relate on that level. Like, I've always loved everybody, but I've also seen the stupidness, the defensiveness. You know, I understood it, but I didn't want it. I didn't want to be constantly around that. And that's okay. That you're allowed to have that choice, and you're allowed to be just enough of in your own consciousness. Like, how fulfilled do you feel now from all of this guidance I've been giving you, from all the application of this guidance? Would anyone like to share? What about you, Stella? How do you feel having applied all this now in relation to everything I'm talking about, soulful intelligence?
Yeah, it's incredible. Every time that I choose to apply this soulful intelligence, the shift is so deep, and I can feel it in all levels of my being. So yeah, I'm super, super grateful for all your guidance. It's I crave it, as Claire said. I can also see when Claire was saying she craves it. I love that feeling of craving it and feeling like I cannot have it.
Yeah.
No, I'm like trying to grasp it, but there are moments where I do not allow it, and because there is resistance there, and I still want to feel something. I still want to feel that limitation.
Well, that's really great that you're really aware of that you know it's limitation. Like, that's a very good place to be in our consciousness, is being aware of it. I know it's a limitation, but I'm still believing it, or I still want to experience it. But just really knowing those times, like what this session is about, is knowing that you're saying yes to it. You're continuing with building those pathways. The more that you do that, you're continuing that. And that's where the frustration increases. And that's where you can feel hopeless, and you feel like, well, I'm doing all this ascension and this consciousness. Why isn't it, why is this not manifesting like exactly how I want, even though you're seeing a lot? It's because that frequency of those pathways and what you have to really connect with, that's real soulful, intelligent application. So just really recognize how you're saying yes to it, and you're keeping on building it. You're keeping on building that the soulless pathway, whereas you want to build the soulful pathway. So it's really not hard, It's really not hard. It just takes application. And that frequency that you're going to feel when you start building that new pathway, that's the frequency you feel when you're here and you're talking to me and you're enjoying this. And when we finish this, and then you start to feel you're applying that in your life. Feel that frequency. Feel that. That's how I healed myself. With frequency consciousness. And we can all do that. We just have to look, even if you don't understand it, just say it. I am experiencing the frequency of love. Start there. And I'm saying yes to that. I'm saying yes, yes, yes to the frequency of love. Like, when those pathways are coming, don't say no to them, okay? Because that enhances them. Just change your perspective. You'd think saying no would work, right? But it doesn't, because you're still reacting in a way. But when you are just saying yes to the new one, that's what you're building. Just shift yourself. Because it's so easy to start reacting to all of that stuff, isn't it? Like when those limited pathways are coming up and we're just like, oh, I had enough, I just don't want to feel this anymore. We start reacting. So that's when we have to be really disciplined and use our soulful intelligence to just instantly start focusing on the frequency of love and the frequency of the new thought you want to have. This is what I do. I say to myself, so this is one thing that I do. I'm finished with that now. I loved it, but I'm finished with it now. And I connect with the part of me that's the part of that pathway that's saying, do I really want this? And I say, I don't want this. It's not reacting to it. It's just embracing it. And so I don't want that. There is a no in that. As I said, don't say no to it. But this isn't saying no to it. This is understanding what you're saying no to. That the pathway, which is saying, do you want this? I'll keep making it. Do you want this? That's always going on. That's why people go backwards. You know, you've seen yourself go backwards. Even in our health, even in being unwell, there's that backward slide. Until you really decide. People have to decide they want to get well or they won't.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that you're familiar with that, and I'm sure you've seen that in people. So it's just that moment, like, because it just works on all different levels. In a way, our brain is just, it just is neutral. You're the soul that's creating it. You're the soul that's feeding it. So the neutralness is, oh, you want that? Yes. Okay, you want that? Yes. You want that? Yes. But it's still incredible how we've created to say, do you really want this? Do I want this? Do you want this? However you want to say it, that's what's happening. And so in that moment, that's when you just say, I'm finished with that now. I'm choosing this. I know what that feels like now. And shift your frequency, like actually physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, everything, shift the frequency. Even if you don't intellectually understand it, you don't have to. Just know that it's happening. Just know it. Here's a kind of example of understanding frequency. When someone comes near you when they're really fallen, how does that feel? The vibes?
Yeah.
It
feels heavy.
Heavy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it feel like, I'm talking about really fallen, attacking?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Away
does.
from it? Like, oh, get away from me?
Yeah.
You want to
Yeah,
yourself?
yeah,
All those things, like you feel scared?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Or nervous?
Yeah.
You feel just like you don't even know what to do, you just, or you start feeling angry, or
Mm.
Stella's experiencing something, remembering experience, or you start feeling angry at them because you just want them to.
Yes.
I call it perception. Get away, but it's just when we can understand the frequency, we can smile. We can go, oh, this is my soulful intelligence happening now. I can just understand what they're choosing, understand their pathways, understand how they're manifesting it. This whole package of this, really fallen, and they look dark too. They physically look dark. They look like they're not glowing, but they still are to some extent. But it's just layered up with a frequency and a vibration. And so that I said that I went to that extreme point just so that you can understand the feeling of frequency. Does that make sense?
yeah. I love that you said
Yes.
that. Yeah,
So that's
Yes.
the extreme. And how about when someone comes near you that feels good? You can feel their love, you can feel their softness and their lightness. And, there are plenty of people in the world like that, but there's varying levels of that. How does that feel? That's another frequency, right? Like that guy that you spoke to, Sean, he felt your frequency.
Mm.
We are very attuned to vibrations, to frequency. We are just completely attuned to it. So if we acknowledge it, we can change so much in ourselves. Just acknowledge the frequency of the feeling, what that feels like. You could even try that. So how would someone else feel around me right now? And imagine what they would feel if they would sense something about you. You can do that for yourself. Self-awareness is a real thing, People throw that around all over the place, but the real awareness But let's be aware of the frequency, the vibration, the vibes. You know, people say good vibes, bad vibes. Right? Because we get it.
Yeah.
Frequency, we know vibes because we are vibes, we're vibrations, and we're light, we're love, you know. So just be aware when you're doing those pathways, the frequency, and just decide, I don't want to resonate with that frequency anymore. You know, whatever happened, have gratitude. You know, whatever you were believing, have gratitude. You build that pathway, and then you say, and then you just say, like, get yourself ready for the thing you're going to say. Write something down, whatever you want. You know, I just say, you know, this a lot. This is my light body and is eternal. I am light. I am love. I want to be in the loving vibration. I want to be surrounded by love. You know, I want to have people in my life that just are just full of the love frequency. You know, and then I just imagine that, and I just feel that. I mean, I have that, you know, but I could have more of it. You can always have more love.
Yay.
Oh, no, right. Exactly. So all of you, just go for it, you know, like.
Oh, it's just so freeing.
Yeah.
Share about that, Nish.
Just all the fallen experiences about keeping that lid on love, keeping that lid on love. Love in this way, don't love in that way. Do this, don't do that.
You only love
This
certain
is
people.
yes.
Love certain people, yeah.
Yeah, and especially what you said, you know, I also felt feeling comfortable to express my love to females, but not to males, because I never wanted that to become a relationship or any lusty entanglement. So it was like, but that was so painful because I could see the beauty. I could see, and I had to, and always, all my life, people criticized me because I was so, I would praise so much. I would, no matter, and I'm very like,
praise.
yeah.
And that's something that I really encourage everyone to do. But I know when there's boundaries too, where is the praising, it's always beautiful, but does it turn into you getting a victory from it or interfering with something they're choosing? But you know what you're saying, like, I love men. I absolutely love men. I absolutely love women. I love everyone's experience as a human, whatever they're choosing. There's all different ways people are exploring that now. But I love them, and I've always loved them, and I've always expressed that love to them, to men and women. The men side of it was more challenging because of that, what you shared, you know, what I shared before too. But I just couldn't stop it. I didn't want to, you know, I just wanted to love. I loved them, and I just came to that point now, well, let them feel what they want. I don't have to engage with them that way, but make it okay with what they're feeling. If they're feeling a lot of love for me, or it's turning a little bit into lust, then that's okay. You know, I don't have to engage with that. I can stay in my love. Just stay in that frequency of love. That's why I made that track, Frequency of Love. It's on my website. You know, it's just totally intentionally attuned to the frequency of love, even the notes and everything. You know, it's just, but you don't need that either. You've got it all in you. And with that frequency, you don't have to hear it, you don't have to see it, you just have to know it. Just know it. Don't try and put it into something just so that your limited mind can comprehend it. Just know it. That's all you have to do, is just go say to yourself, I'm just going to know this is the frequency of love. That's what I'm saying yes to. And you can do this. And every time you do this, every time you're building those pathways, you are building your light body. You're activating it. You're activating the incredible DNA knowledge that's in there. This, I share with you what's in there, but there is so much more to know about that. We are incredible. We all have within us so much more than what we're really recognizing, but we're starting to, and we're remembering. But you can trust that. Just trust it. Trust that everything that I'm guiding you to do will reveal all of that. It will awaken all of that. You will experience more and more of your light body experience. And don't be in a rush, you know, don't limit it. Don't be afraid of it if you're not doing it, you know, like let go of all of that. See those pathways and just realize you can say yes to the pathway of this is my light body and it is eternal. I love saying that. I say that a lot during my day. I just love the feeling of it. And I often say that when I am choosing a new pathway or when I am sensing the frequency of myself that's being limited, impatient, frustrated, those sort of things. Or any sort of thing, any sort of form of thing. I become aware of that frequency. And then as I shift into that, and I love saying, this is my light body and it is eternal because I know that's the truth. I know that awakens it. I know that awakens my consciousness. All of it. It's all, even what we just see as limited. It's just pure light. We're just having a beautiful illusion that ends there, you know, it doesn't. And the more that we can realize that oneness and feel that frequency of ourselves on that level, the more that we will awaken it. But as I said, I get those impatient pathways. And I know we all do in our ascension because we want it now, because we've tasted it and we love it and we know it and we recognize it and we want our life to show it all. And it does. It shows it all. It shows your ascension and it shows your fallen. So keep remembering that whatever pathways you have in your brain, even in your consciousness, which is only light anyway, that's your reality. That is your reality. That's empowering, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure is.
Exactly. It is. There's no victim there. There's no victim here. It's just all what we are wanting. But of course, always keep compassionate. Don't ever let any of this knowledge turn into arrogance or superiority. Always stay soft, 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 soft. Like I want to do a session more on specific programs of male and female as well. Something I want to do. I'm not sure when I'll do it. Might be next. I don't know. I always trust whatever. I have I've got a massive list of things I want to guide you guys with and everyone. I just allow myself to know what's next, you know. Did you like this one being next?
Oh,
it's
yes.
Yes,
awesome.
I
Yeah.
would definitely.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that I've completed this one now. I feel like everything I've shared with you is perfect and I love you and I can see in you such a shift and I can feel that beautiful shift in you. I can feel the frequencies that are really changing and transforming, like the limited ones that just, you know, they might be struggling to stay there, but they're not because you don't want them anymore. And you're saying yes to your ascension pathways and your light body pathways. That includes patience, Jody. I mean, you guys. Hey, you guys. Be patient. Very cheeky, silly. But yeah, I know it does feel, once we get that desire for ascension, we want it. Hey, we want it. It's like, yum, give me more of that, you know? So the impatience can be there, but it's okay, everyone. You can overcome it. I actually really love overcoming it. I love overcoming everything that limits me. I really enjoy understanding the frequencies of them and the love and my choice to form these new pathways. So I'm going to finish up, but before I do, I want to hear from each one of you how you feel about today's session. Who would like to start that? How about you, Emmy? Let's start with you, beautiful, because we haven't heard a lot from you today. I've been watching your gorgeous smile, you know, beautiful.
I love this session and I feel like I have a new conscious understanding because I already knew about the pathways and creating our own reality, but now I feel I really understand it and it shifts immediately. Yeah, it's been very potent, this session. And I also love how every session follows on each other, because every time it's exactly what I needed to hear. Or
Oh, wow.
yeah.
So good. Thank you. Keep going.
And also, like, I can see now that I've been creating new pathways, but I'm also still feeding my old pathways. And sometimes I feel like I'm getting nowhere. But then I look back on my life, and then I know, yeah, I already changed so much. But yeah. And now I feel, okay, every time I believe some kind of limitation or my victim, I'm feeling these old pathways, and they feel much easier to go on because they're already there. And yeah, I need to feed the other ones, the new ones.
Exactly. And I love what you said, that you feel like you have more understanding how to do that. This is how my guidance works. It's a process, you know. It's like it starts there and it just keeps processing and progressing, because you have to understand some foundations to keep on being able to apply those foundations. That's like building our ascension, you know. But thank you for saying that. I love that, Amy. You're glowing. You look so, so beautiful. And I'm just so grateful for you, and thank you for sharing that. I'm actually feeling very inspired and blissful with the fact that you feel that, and that we're going to see that in you. You're going to see it in you. Going to see it in all of you. So thank you, Amy. Who's next?
Yeah, I'd like to share, Jode.
Go for it, beautiful.
Yeah, I love what you're saying tonight about saying yes. That just feels so potent and really beautiful. I feel like, and I've been, as you've been talking, and I've been going through ever since I met you, and just seeing all the programs that I had and the changes that I've made. And in the beginning, when I first met you, it was such a struggle to shift those programs. And but I feel like now it is a lot easier. But even after today, it will even be more, you know, like a lot easier still to say yes, that I want. I've always passionately wanted my ascension, and I really want my light body, and just to feel that now.
Yes, well, Margie had an experience with me. She was having a lot of pain in her body, and I gave her some guidance of how to really connect with the light body. And what happened, Margie?
The pain went the next day. Oh my God. I woke up and I was waiting for it to come back. I had a pretty sore foot.
The pathway back
on my ankle, and it was swollen and all, but the swelling was still there a bit. But I was like, where's the pain? Where's the pain today? You know? And that was a few weeks ago. And I think one day I felt pain, and then suddenly it went away again because I kept focusing on my light body. Yeah, but thanks, Jode. Yeah.
My absolute joy. And there's a lot of what I've even talked about today, not all of it. You didn't know all of this at that point, but
no.
But the helping you to understand that you are a light body and you connecting with it, that's what did it. So
and I've been
beautiful.
yeah. I've been having a lot of pain for years, a few years now.
Yeah.
And I've just been really wanting to overcome it, and feel like I can. I really feel like I can, and keep going, you know?
Oh, absolutely. You've already proven it to yourself. You've proven it. And just sharing a story proves it to everyone, you know? And it was just really connecting and understanding the agelessness of yourself.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the programs were being triggered by age programs. They're very, very deep, those ones. So they've been around for a long, long illusionary time. So to overcome those, we can, of course. And then you did. You know, it just does take that constant yes to soulfulness, you know. So thank you, Margie. Anything else?
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for everything that you give to me. Like, it's just every word you say, it just comes right into my soul, and it just helps me to change. And, you know, tonight's been amazing. And I also wanted to say, Jode, thank you for sharing that story about you being unwell.
Yeah.
That is just so beautiful. And I wanted to just say, all that time, I mean, you've always given to us, but even when you were so unwell, you never, ever stopped giving to us like you are giving now, you know? You just didn't, it was,
Love it. I can't stop it. Yeah,
I know you was
I
just
was
going
pretty
through
weak.
all that
Look at it.
yourself.
Yeah, thanks so much for saying that, Mike.
Yeah,
It shows,
but
really, that just shows the powerful being that we really are. You know, like I was showing myself that. So, and it was beautiful to connect with myself like that. But thank you for saying that, Marg. I'm really touched, so touched.
yeah,
Thank
yeah, no, it was
you.
you never stopped. It wasn't like you had to look after
Yeah.
yourself and do nothing else to the rest of us or the whole world, you know. You just kept giving.
I did heaps of work during that times too.
I
Like, I got
know.
old knowledge that I had and I re-edited it and all sorts of things. But I could hardly focus because my eyes were so affected. I was on the computer and I could hardly even focus, but I kept going. I just kept going and going. It was like, in a way, just focusing on my higher not in a way, focusing on my higher conscious was what was healing me really ultimately. Thanks, Margie. Love you so much.
I love you too.
Gorgeous.
Yeah,
All good.
you beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Yeah,
Who's next?
love you.
That today he would like to share. Come on, go for it. I know you wait for each other. You're so beautiful.
I'll go.
Yeah, go for it, Shawnee.
Jody, I just love everything you share as always. But tonight, I feel like I've got a lot more clarity.
That's great.
To choose to and understanding to choose that higher frequency of love. And I love what you said about our body is our soul. So whatever's going on in your body is a reflection of what we've chosen. I think it was something like that. And I just, that just makes so much sense. And I actually feel joy in knowing that. I feel a lot of joy in knowing that.
That's fantastic. I love that.
And
yeah,
I love you so much. Everything you share, I love how I love you, and I love the love I feel from you, and that just brings me to layers of love that I've just never felt before. And I just know that I'm saying yes to that now, and that just feels so beautiful. It's everything. It's
yes,
everything and more than I could have ever wanted and wished for and imagined, and it's better than anything I've ever thought I could ever feel. I don't even feel like I'm making sense because I just feel so blissed out.
You're making more sense than ever. That is the absolute truth. And that love that you're expressing and feeling is just, yes, it is everything. And thank you. As we often say, when we share, Sean and I have been having some beautiful sharings, and just as we say, like, how can we even put it into words, you know, but still do, you know, it's just so beautiful. And I love you so much. And thank you. Thank you. Look at you. Look at you. Look at Sean, everyone. Oh my gosh. You've transformed.
It's because of you. It is because of you. It's because of your love, Jody. Like it's only because of you. And it's
Thank you.
I love you so much.
I love you too.
Wouldn't be here without you.
Yeah.
I love you so much.
Oh, thank you so much, Sean. I love you so much too. And I just love the love that you're allowing, like, speechless. The frequency. Imagine how much that frequency is. It's affecting all the one's soul, and males in particular. Like I've been seeing it, Sean. I can see the Sean effect. You know, people talk about the Jody effect, but I see the effect of all of you on everyone. Absolutely. So thank you so much, and let's keep doing that.
Yeah.
I love you forever. That's all there is to it. You know, like, it's beautiful, and just thank you for sharing that love with me. I do feel deeply, deeply honored. Like, it is beyond words. So thanks, Shawnee. I love that so much. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Love you.
Love you. Anyone else?
Yeah, I want to share.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
I'll try and keep it as concise as I can, because it's like, but I have said this before, Jody, that you are my dream come true and beyond. And I understand more why I have felt that. Like,
right. That's beautiful.
when I remember, and I've shared this story in other sessions. When I was about like young kid, like 5 years old or something like that.
Mm.
I remember sitting on my bed and thinking, I want to study science, so it will take me where humanity is right now. But the
Wow.
real answers are within. And you are giving me those real answers. Like, you know, I have never stopped studying. Like I still learn. I still, like, I've done courses, even like recently I finished courses and stuff. I never stop studying. I'm curious. I want that knowledge.
Yeah.
But you complete it. You know,
I understand. I know. It's because
you
I help you to see the higher perspective of it. Because Nisha shares
exactly.
everything about all of this with me, and it's incredible that you have that brilliant mind and intelligence and memory to understand all these things, and just a absolute endless well of love with it, you know. And it's just, and I really value your love for me too, because I understand how much that has given you for the completion of it all. So thank
Exactly.
you. Beautiful.
And that same love thing, like saying yes to loving you is saying yes to my ascension. I'm allowing those pathways. It is not a fluffy thing that, oh, I love this person. She's good, nice, and caring. She's way beyond caring.
But I understand exactly what you mean. It's not, it's really deeply genuine. The love is really genuine.
Like what Maggie shared, I remember the times when you were not well, and I was not here, but I remember those times. I was going through 2017 and I was going through my health things as well. And even in that situation where you could hardly walk, you were messaging me, guiding me, helping me, and I'm alive because of that. There is no exaggeration in it. It is a reality.
Yeah.
Right. But I understand, because I was allowing your love even in those times. In those times, I was saying yes to my ascension pathways. I was
exactly.
And so it makes all sense. And what you said, you so beautifully explained about not saying no, but saying don't and everything, the understanding. Neuroscience says that the brain does not understand no, but they don't understand why.
Oh, I love hearing that. Oh, wow. He only understands yes then.
Yes. Like it's like the moment you tell anyone that don't think about a pink elephant, the first thing they are going to do is think about the pink elephant.
Exactly.
Right? But you understand why that is happening.
Yeah.
So science can observe things. Science can tell you, this is what we see, and this is what is happening. Jody can explain why that is happening, how we are making that happen, what we can do different if we wanted to. It's like, I crave.
This happens a lot with our conversation. I have conversation with Nisha, and this happens a lot where I'm just raving on with the higher understanding. And then she'll say, "Oh, science has already has some of this understanding, and of course, but I'm taking it onto a higher level. But I didn't know that. I seem to know the scientific things as well, and I think that's just because my higher consciousness is interpreting the truth."
And that comes to that second, the other thing that I wanted to say.
Yeah.
I have had an absolute honor and privilege to be with you in some times, not always, but in certain times when I saw you recovering.
Yeah.
Jody, because of my profession, because of my education, and because of the environment I grew up in, I have seen many, many, many patients.
Yeah.
You never committed to that victim. You never did. I saw that in you. I saw that even when you were going through so much. I have seen you expressing that depths of feelings. You have never suppressed that. I have seen that, but you have never believed that as well. And even in those times, we would have this conversation and you would come up, like, we would not have talked about it, and you would start explaining to me the whole mechanism of how things work in our body, like to a cellular level. And I was like, yes, exactly. And it was like, yeah, this happens. You know it because, and that's what your intelligence, Jody, you are the intelligence.
Yeah, thank you.
Like you I've had this so many times. The very first time when you were talking about pituitary gland and pineal gland that you explained, like I grew up in India. I grew up understanding about opening of kundalini and stuff like that, and I knew that was so not complete. I knew that, but
yeah, you did.
But when I met you and when you explained to me, and I remember very clearly telling you after that seminar, wow, and you are so beautiful, so humble. Oh my God.
Oh, thank you so much, Nish. That's so beautiful.
In your absolute humility.
Yeah, I know you see it because you are that too. Yeah, thank you, beautiful.
I'm grateful that I am me because I can love you, and I love that.
Oh, thank you so much. It means everything. It's everything. Love you, Nish. I love you so much.
I love you so
Thank you.
much. But that is what loving you.
The beautiful thing that's really been amazing, how perfect the higher plan is and how perfect our souls are aligned. Whenever we align together in our ascension, we see all these aspects that serve us, like serves us. And this is what I saw in you, like you would, all those, before you met me, all those years gathering all that information to come to be here and share it on this level and understand it on the real level of love. And the answers that I was giving you, and then you translated them in the way of what you were just saying. It's just like, that really gave a lot to me. And I know anyone even listening to this is giving a lot to everybody, because there's that real knowing. That's that recognition of that real knowing. And especially that what I feel in myself is that recognition of that real knowing. And I've often just gone, wow, like the translation of the, the scientific thing. And I know that I know a lot more than that too. They're not that once that sort of knowledge comes, there won't be any need for scientific proof. That's beyond that. But thank you so much, Nisha. I love you so much. Appreciate it.
I love you too, and I'm so grateful for everything that I studied, everything I did, because then I was ready for you, and I could expand more. I could awaken that soulful intelligence, and I know I made a choice that there was this level of intelligence that was always active in me, because I know there were so many people who, like, I have trained neurologists, cardiologists. I have trained people who were so-called more, qualified than me. They have asked for my guidance. I had that, but that has happened because I know somewhere beyond this life, I know I have been trained by you, because I know your training is the only training that works for me. No one can teach me anything except you. It's like, and this is not coming from arrogance, but when anyone tries to teach me, I know what they are telling me right now. I know what they're going to say next, and I know where they will end, and I know what is beyond it. Like, I get it.
You do.
But with you,
I love, like, the fact that you gave us all this education. It kind of backs up everything in a way for anyone who is skeptical, because it's been proven, even though I didn't need proof, I just knew. But as I said, the proof is in the pudding, and that's just applying what I know. That's all. But that's brilliant that you shared all that. Thank you so much, Nish. I love that.
I really encourage people questioning your guidance and finding science in it. And I know they will find science in it. Go for it.
Yes,
have fun. Like, go do experiments. Like, I can list tens of experiments of physics and quantum physics right now that will prove that your guidance is real.
Right.
I know that your frequency, your understanding of frequency, when you were going through that, recovering from that viral infection, and the way you explained to me the lack of iron, the molecular protein level of how the lack of iron works, how the virus attaches to the cells. You were explaining me molecular biology.
Yeah.
Right? And that's like, people do PhDs on that.
That's amazing. It is amazing, isn't it? That the fact that you knew that was very strongly confirming in a way for me.
your intelligence, your higher intelligence is everything, Jody. And thank you for giving this to us. Thank you for loving us so much deeply, and knowing that care. Oh, your care is like everything. You know, oh my God, it's like you know when to, you know, draw a line, what to give to us and what is exactly appropriate. So many times we have had that scientific discussions and you would go, you don't feel right. And I'm like, okay, let's trust that. And I have always found research afterwards that what you were feeling was correct.
That's knowing frequency. That's knowing frequency. And you will all become more and more like that and more knowing. But I've always loved when I've shared things with Nisha, and the look on her face is just like her eyes get really big and she's like, you're explaining exactly what the scientific, and like, that's so great to have that though. So thank you so much, Nish. I love that so much. To me, it is just soulful intelligence, you know. And the more that we wake up to that, the more that we will have that. So thank you so much, Nisha. I love you so, so much.
Thank you. I'll just say one last thing, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go for it.
It's like, you know, people like call you are the beacon of light. And you are, because in our fall, we forget what real love is. We forget we have ascension pathways. We forget love. Like we forget we are love. But then we see you in any way, form or manner, even if it is just seeing your posts, we feel the frequency of love, what love feels like.
True.
We awaken those pathways in us, connecting with you. And
then you say yes to them.
Yes.
Then you say yes.
Yes. And so it's like in the darkness of fall, you are that light of love that we can look and know, and you guide us through those pathways. It is like, this is a real physical experience ascending with you. It is not just a fluffy spiritual experience. And I cannot say enough how much grateful I feel in my soul that I found you and that you give this to us, and then you love us so much that you keep giving. So thank you.
Of course. Thank you. And I love how much you gave yourself in your life before you met me to really know that wasn't the answer, and then finding the real answers of love. I love that so much. That's everything. Thank you, Nisha, so much. I love you. Thank you.
I love you too. Thank you for everything. And every one of you, I love you all so much. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous beings. Thank you. And I love you, Jody. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Beautiful. We all love you, don't we? We all love
you, Nisha.
Love you, Nisha.
Yeah, love you, Nish.
Love you, Nisha.
Love you.
I love that. Like, quite often, in the messages that I get from you guys, you all usually include that at some point. How we all love each other in this group. You know, it's really beautiful. But I know that it extends right out into the one soul. All right, let's hear from Estella. Beautiful Estella. Look at you. You look so, so gorgeous.
Yeah, I was looking at me. I look so dark.
Oh no, no, you look beautiful.
I think it's the lighting. I have to.
Yeah, but that doesn't hide the light. That doesn't hide the light. I can see you. I can see you, beautiful. I love it. So what would you like to share before we finish up?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for this session. It just feels perfect for everything that we have been, you have been guiding us before and up to today, and especially for me this last few weeks since I'm in Cairns. I'm going through a lot and having to adapt to and be with new frequencies, and I've been trying to do, like, to apply your guidance and to change the pain that I have been feeling.
Great. That's really great.
Yeah.
Is it helping you?
Yeah. But today, this session just helped me understand so much more.
That's fantastic. I love that so much. I really, really love that, because that's the only reason I guide anything, is to make sure that you are being helped with my guidance to bring your life into your beautiful ascension and activate your light body. Thank you so much, Estella. I love you so much. And when I'm here sitting here, I'm always looking at all of you because you're just all so beautiful to me. I love you all so much. Thank you, Estella. Love you. I love that. I love that. Love that. Thank you. Here we are. Clary.
I also want, sorry,
Oh,
can
yeah. Let's go for it.
something else that I found very funny in a way. There was a moment during the session today when you accidentally said limited PR. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I do.
yeah, and PR to me in my world of going through this immigration pathway means permanent residence.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And
Oh,
it's very,
I knew it was significant. I thought it doesn't come out of me unless there's some significance to it. Oh, what a message. What a frequency. Yes, permanent residency.
because you said, because especially this week, it's one of the things I'm going through is like deep feelings of hopelessness because I'm hearing from and reading from a lot of people that finding sponsorship that I need is very difficult. And
That's only their pathway. That's not yours.
Yeah.
And I actually think that a lot about you, Stella, because of course these things are in my mind, because I care and love you all. And I always say that to you in that soul way. That's not your thought. That's not your frequency. That's just theirs. So well done. Keep going with that. And I'm so happy that you can keep saying yes to that. Because it's a really good point that you made, actually, because the influences from everyone else can really be taken on. And that's where we have to be very, very strong not to. And you can say that, actually. I'm glad you said this, because you can just say that's just their frequency and they're allowed that. And it's okay, but it's not mine. Mine is this frequency.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do yesterday and today, like not applying to change this, because changing this limiting this limitation that is so deeply painful. And I just been while I was applying this and just said, okay, I don't want this anymore. Yes,
so good.
Super guiding us today.
I don't remember, what was I actually saying? Can anyone remember? When I said the PR thing, I was trying to say another word. Do you remember?
Pathways. You were going to say pathways, but you said PR.
There you go. The permanent residency pathways. That's what it was coming. I was really kind of confused. I knew it meant something, but I thought I'll work it out later. But permanent residency pathways. Yay! It's done. It's done. Thank you so much, Stella. I love you so much. Absolutely. Look how gorgeous he is. Oh my gosh, you're all so gorgeous. Thank you.
When you said limited, because you said limited PR, it just felt like, I'm thinking
up on that.
about how am I going to get PR? I'm just thinking in a limited way. It could be in another way.
Absolutely. Like, that is just perfectly said. And say yes to the other way. When you're applying, remember this, all of you, when you're applying that new pathway, keep saying yes to it, because the other ones will try and come back, and they're supposed to. So you just say, I'm finished with that one. This is the one I'm with now. And keep saying yes, because that's going to happen. It actually physically happens. So we'll just keep saying yes to what our frequency is now. Thank you so much, Stella. I love you. Beautiful.
I love you so much.
Thank you so much. Clary.
Yes. I'm just so deeply grateful.
You look ethereal. I've been looking at you, just the ethereal beauty. Beautiful. Keep going though.
The awe that I feel listening to everybody, and the effect that you have, Jody, on all of our lives. It's so real, and the transformation is just so real. And I have had the fortune and the privilege of being like receiving your guidance for over 20 years, over 25 years, I think it is, or 26 years. And it's like Margie, I've just had so many memories tonight, and so just connecting with like how much you've given me the entire time, and the whole time it's been rising, but your essence of just that purity of love and ascension focus has always been there. And I love tonight how you said, and we'll keep saying it, and you said that because we need that right now.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful, Jody, for you. I'm just so like, I'm trying not to sob because I want to get my words out.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. You just let that sob come as much as you want. It's beautiful. Those are tears of love. That's the frequency of love. And I cry, as I said, every day. Most of the time, I'm crying for frequency of love. And it's going to bring us tears. And those tears are magical tears. And you are actually cleansing your brain for those new pathways. So let those tears flow. It's beautiful. I love you so, so much.
I love you too. And a really clear memory tonight is when many, many, many years ago, when I was really trying to first connect with the love that you were sharing, and that you had that you were giving to us all in the class at the time to really understand. And I felt like I wanted that to understand that consciousness, and I wanted to have a genuine experience of really connecting with it in myself. And I didn't want it to be intellectual. I didn't, because I was very intellectual focused, and I didn't. I wanted to
feel
really.
the frequency.
I wanted to feel
you
it.
might not have had those words, but that's what you were wanting.
Yeah, I wanted to feel the frequency, and I wanted to really feel it. And I remember just applying everything that you said, and eventually I did. Eventually I started to feel it, and how deeply transformational. And
that's because you kept applying the new thoughts, and so the eventually was those pathways became the more dominant ones, and you completed so many others, and you are completing so many others of the limitation. So yes, what did you want to say just now?
Oh, I'm just absolutely just in total adoration and love of you.
Same, I love you too, and I feel exactly the same. That's what I love. It's this mutual love. It's just perfect and beautiful. Thank you so much, Clary.
And I just want to say, trying to put into words how you give. Like everyone has said it tonight, and I just agree with everybody so much, and love you all so much for this whole experience. And I think this is what I crave is this experience of us all being connected on this frequency. When you asked me before about craving, like that higher consciousness, and I feel like
craving the soulful intelligence.
The soulful intelligence, yeah. And I see it in us, and I just treasure this experience just so much. But you, Jody, you just give and you give and you give. And I'm just like,
love giving. Beautiful.
Beyond words grateful for how many times, and this is what I really want to say, is how many times you have presented your understanding, and then you do it, you give it again, and you give it again, and you give it this way, and you give it through music, and you give it through this, and you give it.
It evolves.
It evolves.
That's how it's going to happen in all of. Thank you so much.
And just it's so precious, and I just devoted and absolutely in adoration of you always.
Oh, thank you, gorgeous. I feel exactly the same. I am completely devoted to all of our love and our beautifulness. I love it so much.
Yeah.
Oh, I love you all so much. I adore you all, and I love you all, and I am devoted. I love that word devotion. Only to this, though. Devoted to this, devoted to our beautiful love, and that is our ascension. So thank you all so much. I love you.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Love you.
Love you.
Love you so
Oh,
much. Thank you.
love you
Love
so
you
much.
so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you so much.
Love you so much, Jody. Thank you for everything. Love you
Yeah.
so much.
Thank
Thank you so much.
Gosh, I love you guys so much. I'm in awe of you. I'm in total awe of you. Thank you. All right. I will finish now the session, but forever soul talking. Thank you so much. I love you. I love you, love you, love you, love you, love you.
Thank
Oh,
you.
oh.
Love
Yes.
you.
to the
Thank
pathway.
you.
Yes.
To the pathway.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
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 Awesome. Love, beautiful. Okay.
Love you.
Thank you. Love you.
Love you.
Love you so much. Love, 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 love.